Last week, Canada's Liberal government decided to capitulate to political correctness and change the country's national anthem. Now, what they did to make it more gender neutral was change "In All Thy Sons Command" to "In All of Us Command," thus apparently ending the supposed alienation of every female in Canada. This was a piece of legislation the Liberals not only passed with their majority government, and it has to go to the Senate, but it's as good as done, but also rammed through to basically block opposition debate on it in a lot of cases. Now, why the hurry? The Liberals talked about the need to honor Liberal MP Mauril Bélanger, whose private member's bill this was. But this appears to be a Justin Trudeau was against it before he was for it moment. I got my hands on audio from Justin Trudeau in 2013. This is from my friend Dave Gordon, who's the managing editor at landmarkreport.com. And Trudeau was speaking just 7 months after becoming the Liberal leader at the Beth Tikva Synagogue in Toronto. And a woman asked him about the national anthem and how it could be changed. Now, she, even in her question, mentioned that she wasn't as bothered by "In All Thy Sons Command." She said that her big issues were the French lyrics, which talk about Canadians taking up crosses and swords. Her not being a Christian, she wasn't a fan of it. She asked Justin Trudeau how Canadians can see these lyrics change to become more inclusive. And this is what he said.
Mr. Harper, in the second last throne speech, announced that he'd be looking at changing the lyrics to the national anthem, and was, fairly consistently roused by Canadians and pundits, and stepped back on that, fairly quickly. I have, colleagues who sit with me in the House still in a much reduced Liberal Party who do take issue with, as you do, with certain elements within the anthem, and I entirely respect that. But I'm also very much a pragmatist. We have only so much of Canadians' attention on us politicians. We only have so much political capital to spend. And that's where we have to make choices about the battles that we want to fight. And for me, I respect the challenges that certain people feel with it, but I don't think it's a battle that we need to engage in right now. I think there are real issues that around human rights, around respect for each other, around success of the middle class that we need to focus on. And if at one point, suddenly there is a massive and near overwhelming consensus that we need to do something and change something symbolic like that, well then, sure. It means everything else is going so well that we have time to worry about that, and I look forward to a moment where things are going that well in Canada, but that moment is not here.
Wait, what? So not only does he not really see this as being a worthwhile battle, but did you get this, Jem? I think there are real issues around human rights, around respect for each other, around success of the middle class that we need to focus on. And if at one point suddenly there's a massive and overwhelming consensus that we need to do something and change something symbolic like that, sure. It means everything else is going so well that we have time to worry about that, and I look forward to a moment where things are going that well in Canada, but that moment is not here. But he wants us to believe that it's here now, just 3 years later. Less than that, actually. So not only does he say there should be a consensus, which there isn't, not only is there no consensus among the 30-some-odd million Canadians, he can't even find consensus in the 338-member House of Commons on this issue. And more importantly, his belief that something like the national anthem should only be tackled if and when no other issues exist in Canada. Well, can a man who's passing a $30 billion deficit really say there are no bigger fish to fry in Canada? Can a man whose refugee file is getting away from him really say there are no other issues to deal with in Canada? Trudeau wants to score off sympathy points about Mr. Bélanger's condition, which is tragic, but no reason to ram through legislation the Canadians don't want, especially because, in Justin Trudeau's own words, he doesn't think it matters. For the Rebel.media, I'm Andrew Lawton.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.